So this is a comfrey plant that you've probably seen in little clips of some of my videos, and I just want to show you 3 different uses of this comfrey plant that you can use in your garden. I picked up a couple of these from my neighbor, just went and dug them up this spring and transplanted them here, and they took off. So they are quite prolific and somewhat invasive, I guess. So if you are growing this, you have to be careful. It can spread around, and if you have a small garden, that can be an issue. But in my garden, not a big deal so far. You can see they have huge leaves, and they make a great compost accelerator. So I'm going to, I've been chopping up a bunch here. So you can throw a handful into your compost, mix it in, and it's supposed to accelerate the process. You can also use a chop and drop method with the leaves. You don't even have to chop them up. You can, if you want to try to keep some weeds down and just add some nutrients around a tree or a bush. I'm going to put some around my goji berry plant here, because I have a lot of little trees that try to grow up amongst it here. You just lay it around the roots, let it break down naturally, give it some water, drop and drop. You can also take the chopped up pieces and make it a little easier to spread around in your plants. I like to sprinkle some around my tomatoes because they always get special treatment. You can also use comfrey for some comfrey tea. So this is the bucket that I have been making my comfrey tea in. I just chop up a bunch of leaves and fill it up with water. Keep it closed for a couple weeks till it gets good and stinky, and then make a kind of a 1 to 10 solution with water in my watering can, and give everything a nice natural fertilizing drink. So I haven't been harvesting this as much as I probably should have, because I can see that the more you chop it down, the hardier it becomes and the more it grows. So I'm going to really try to use as much of this between now and the end of my growing season. So try to keep all the leaves under the water so that they can do their thing. So I'll just leave this sitting here for a couple of weeks until the next batch of tea is ready. Okay, so we're going to mix up some comfrey tea here to feed the tomatoes and other vegetables. And I've had this in this container here for a few weeks, and as you can see, it's pretty dark, which you can't smell it. It's quite stinky in it. So I'm going to mix up a 1 to 10 solution, I guess, of the comfrey water with just some regular water in my water tank here. The beefsteak plant has got some pretty big tomatoes on it, and as you can see, one is almost ready. Very excited about eating that on a sandwich. Got a bunch of big ones down here. So this, I'm going to give it a drink of comfrey tea and give it a little extra boost. So I've got a little cantaloupe coming along here nicely in my grow bag, so I'm going to give this guy a little extra shot of some comfrey tea. This is a chili pepper plant that I put in a grow bag that I know is not going to be able to produce before the end of our outdoor season here. But I'm thinking I will be able to take it into the house and maybe keep it going under the grow lights and get some chili peppers. This is my watermelon patch, and I have a few watermelons coming here. Unfortunately, one of them was attacked by what I think is probably chipmunks, because I spotted a couple of them, and I see there was some teeth marks in this watermelon. Give this watermelon plant a good drink of comfrey tea as well. I think this is where the main roots of the plant are. It's hard to tell because it's really growing and spread out. A couple of Carmelo tomatoes here are just about ready, so pretty excited about that. I've been eating lots of the cherry and the golden, what are they called, the gold pear and the sun gold cherries and the black cherries. Just waiting for some of the bigger slicer ones to be ready so I can enjoy a few sandwiches. Looks like I should be having some in a day or two here. We'll give everybody a drink of some comfrey tea. And that little extra boost they need to keep producing fruit and ripening it up. My spaghetti squash, I've harvested one squash off of it already, and I see another one's coming here and here. So we're going to give this one a little boost to keep these guys going, growing. The Roma tomatoes, there are quite a few here on the plant. Thinking maybe I should cut a few of them off because we're getting near end of season, and so that it can focus all its energy on some of these bigger ones. We'll just give it a drink of some comfrey tea for now. I've also read that comfrey tea has some really great medicinal purposes too that I want to do some more research into, since I also make different types of healing salves and lotions, and I'd like to try to incorporate comfrey into those as well. So something I will probably look into, maybe drying out some comfrey in my herb dryer and jarring it up, and then this winter I'll be probably making some kind of comfrey salve as well.